program is about. So today, being the Sunday feast, we are also very close to a very dear and special festival to all of us, which is Gaura Purnima. It's the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya coming when? When is the Gaura Purnima? Tuesday, right? Tuesday. So I thought that it's a good time to talk about Lord Chaitanya and the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. So we will be reading from, or we will be using Chaitanya Charitamrita as our reference today. And before we get started, let's do some prayers together. We will do a simplified version of prayers first, and then I have some special prayers for Lord Chaitanya that I will try to read along with the translation for everyone. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring copies for you today, but I will try to read so everyone understands those prayers. So let's start with our basic prayers. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I have a little document on my phone, so I just want to use my phone when I read it. So the first prayer is very common, and most of us know. If you know, you can sing it along with me. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tushe Namaha. Translation. O most beneficent incarnation, you are Krishna himself, appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, 1953. Next one. Anarpayitum charim chirat karunayavati nakalo samarpayitum unnata ujvala rasam sabhakti shriyam hari purata sundara jyoti kadamba sandipita Sadaridaya Kandare Spuratva Sachinandana. Translation. May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chamber of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of the molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no other incarnation ever offered before. The most sublime and the radiant spiritual knowledge of the mellow taste of his service. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 1.4. Radha Krishna Pranay Vikriti Alladani Shakti Asmat Ekatmanam Abhibhavi Pura Deha Vedam Gadauto Chaitanyakam Prakatam Aduna Tadvayam Chaityamaptam Radha Bhavatyuti Swaritam Nami Krishna Swarupam. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestation of Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they have separated themselves eternally. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down unto him who has manifested himself within the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. CCRT 1.5. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Maneva Swadyo Yinaputa Madhurima Kidrisho Va Mahiya Sokhyam Sasya Mad Anubhavata Kidrisham Veti Lobha Tad Bhavatbhya Samajjani Sachi Garbha Sindhu Harindu. Desiring to understand the glory of Srimati Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love. The Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotion, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appears from the ocean. Panchatatvakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. I bow down to Lord Krishna, who appeared as devotee, Lord Chaitanya, as his personal expansion, Lord Nityananda, his incarnation, Sri Advaita, his devotee, Sri Shivas, and his energy, Sri Gadadhar, and who is the source and strength for devotees. Ananda Lila Maya Vikrahaya Hema Vidivya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Obeisance unto him, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra, the giver of mellow of the highest love of Godhead, who is embodiment of blissful pastimes and who is so beautiful, having dazzling luster like gold. From Chaitanya Chandramrita. Chanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanai Kapitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambaro Dvijabaro Yukadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avataro. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, whose arms extend down to their knees, who have golden yellow complexions, and who inaugurated the congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Their eyes resemble the petals of lotus flower. They are the maintainers of the living entities, the best of Brahmanas, the protectors of religious principles for this age, and the benefactors of the universe, the most merciful of all incarnations. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we repeat one, the idea is you repeat one line after me. So first line, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, and then you say it, okay? So, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so a few things I wanted to discuss today, and I'm hopeful, or I'm very excited that I should be speaking again on the day of Gaur Purnima when we gather again Tuesday. So it will be a continuation of what we speak today on Tuesday evening. So if you are close by and you feel inspired, please join us Tuesday evening. We will start at 6 p.m. There will be Abhishek, there will be discourse or class, there will be Kirtan, and of course there will be Prasadam and Aarti. So, how many of us know Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yes, okay, 80%. So raise your hand, and if you want to answer, who is he? Who is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Lord Krishna.
Radharani and Krishna combination.
It's a combined, yes. Anyone else? Any other answers? Who is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Any different answers?
The heart is Radharani and the body is Krishna.
Yes, that's what we read in our Mangalarchana prayers. Anyone else? Anything else that you think?
Prema Mukti.
Prema Murti, the embodiment of love. Anyone else? Okay. One thing that people take it, or they understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an incarnation of Krishna. Have you heard anyone saying like this? Or have you heard people speaking like this? Yes? No? No? So that's incorrect. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself, as our pujaris enlighten us. But he is also the source of all the incarnations. There's a difference between Matsya, Varaha, Kurma, Narsimha, or any other incarnations they come. The source of incarnation is Krishna, who expands himself to Balaram, and then Chaturbhu, that is Mahavishnu, and then there's expansion, right? But Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Sri Krishna himself. He is the source of all the incarnations. When does he appear? Or how frequent, I would say, does he appear? Anyone knows? How frequent does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear?
One day of Brahma.
One day of Brahma. Very simplified answer. Let's elaborate it. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita it says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in every kalpa. Kalpa is a day of Brahma. It's called kalpa. Now, to understand the day of Brahma, we understand it. The length of Brahma's day is, it could be understood with a numeric calculation of years as per our human or earthly years. And there's another calculation to it. That is, in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. Right? Manus. Does anyone know who is Manu? Right? He's like forefather of humankind, or who is the source of all humans. The Manavas come from Manu. The humans come from Manu. So in a day of Brahma, there are 14 Manu. In one Manu's life, there are 1,000 Mahayugas. What is Mahayug? Mahayug is a cycle of 4 yugas. So Treta, Dwapar, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali. When they finish, that's a Mahayug. Now, just to give a very rough estimate, Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. Dwapar is double of Kali, Treta is double of Dwapar, and Satya is double of Treta. And all those years when they finish, that's a Mahayug, one Mahayug. And 100 such Mahayugs happen, that's the age of, or that's the lifetime of a Manu. Yes.
Is it just 4 of the yogas or 4 times of the 4 yogas? So that means
One cycle. One cycle is one Mahayuga. So 1,000 such cycles makes one Mahayuga. And then such 1,000 yugas then make it a lifetime of Manu. And then right now we are in the 7th Manu. Every Manu has a name, by the way. 14 Manus, they have a name. And we are in the age of Vaivasvat Manu. He is our original father, right? Yes, Krishna is the original father, but the original father of humankind in this age is Vaivatsalat Manu. And we are in the 28th cycle of Mahayugas, this year. And when Sri Krishna, out of his causeless will and mercy, he appears in his complete form, the next yuga, so Sri Krishna appears in Dwapara Yuga with his all abode, his associates, his paraphernalia, everyone, all the energies. When he appears in a complete form, just immediately, few thousand years afterwards, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So if you do this calculation, the yugas, the Mahayugas, the Kalpas, the 14 Manus, and a day of Brahma, so you understand that we are very fortunate because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 540 years ago. That seems to be relatively smaller number than what we talk of. If you talk about numbers, Manu's life is around 308 million years. Talking about numbers. So we are fortunate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared just a few hundred years ago. So please consider yourself very, very lucky. Of course, we are lucky we are sitting here in the moment of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but understanding how close we are born to the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, that is important. So that's just a calculation. It has nothing to do with the real subject, but to bring us to a platform where we can understand how fortunate we are. Now, that's just how or when he appears. How he appears, we will talk when on the appearance day, when is his actual appearance day. Today we want to discuss why he appears. Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he gives two categories of reasons. One is called the external reasons for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, and another one is called the internal or the hidden purpose of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. We'll briefly discuss this. It's a very long subject. You can read it yourself in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. This is, I believe, chapter, I can tell you so when you go you can read it. It's Adi Lila chapter 3rd. Kaviraj Goswami is quoting chapter 3rd as the external reason for appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the chapter 4th is the confidential reasons of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. So since Kaviraj Goswami started with external, we will also start with external. So the external reasons are something which are public, common, easily visible, readable, understandable. So these are called external, right? So the first external, or I would say the foremost of the external reasons of Lord Chaitanya's appearance is answering the call of Advaita Acharya's prayers. Now, who's Advaita Acharya? Does everyone know who's Advaita Acharya? Yes, who knows who's Advaita Acharya? So Advaita Acharya, if you know when we sing Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita, he is Advaita Acharya. And if you see, do you have a picture here? If you see, he is one of the elderly person or elderly member of Panchatattva here on this side with white clothes, and he has a long beard. So Advaita Acharya appeared in this world, or I would say at the age when we calculate Advaita Acharya, he was of the same age as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's parents, which is Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. So Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi, they were almost same age. And during that time, we're talking about 500 years ago or 540 years ago, Navadvip was a hub for scholars. All the scholars from the entire Bharatvarsh, India, would come and show their proficiency in Shastric arguments. They would argue with each other based on this Shastra, based on that Shastra, based on this Veda, this Upanishad, and this Quran. But there was no devotion. Though people were saintly, but their mood was more of a dry philosophical method of understanding the Supreme Lord. Seeing this, Advaita Acharya, he felt very sad, disheartened. With his efforts, with his knowledge, with his limited capacity, he tried to explain to people that devotion to Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, is the essence of all the scriptures. But the scholar or the mood of general audience was that we study Vedas, we follow the rituals, we do yajnas, that's all in all. And seeing the situation, Advaita Acharya remembered that Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Yadha yadha hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Right? Whenever there's a decline in religious principles, then who appears? Krishna appears. So with that thought, Advaita Acharya. Now Advaita Acharya, who is Advaita Acharya? Just to give a background, Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu. We have Vishnu, but Mahavishnu is another technical term. We will not discuss about it now. But he is incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. So he is also Vishnu. He is himself Lord Vishnu. And because his compassion towards other living entities, because he's Sadashiva also, he's Shiv, he has compassion for all the human beings, like Lord Shiva has. He's called Bhutanath. Right? He's even compassionate to the ghost. He's so merciful, he's so kind that he accepts even ghosts as his disciples and followers. So carrying that mood, Advaita Acharya was also very compassionate and he thought well-being of all the humans. And he started to worship his Shaligram. Shaligram is not different from Vishnu. On the banks of Ganga, offering tulsi leaves on the Shaligram and tulsi dal and Ganga jal. I do two things: the water from the Ganges, Ganga, or a leaf of tulsi. Every day he would offer that and chant some mantras. And in those mantras, he would invite Lord to appear and deliver the conditioned souls. And he also said to Haridas and Mishras, lots of other devotees who were devotees in small numbers. He would say, if Lord doesn't appear, then I will use my Sudarshan and cut everyone. But he thought it's better to invoke Lord first, ask him to appear and deliver the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. So that was the first reason Lord Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya. Because Advaita Acharya, in his form, he was also a devotee of Lord. He was a servant of the Lord, and in the servitude he offered the prayers and Lord answered. The second reason is to establish the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga. What is the Yuga Dharma? Harinam Sankirtan. As we read in our prayers, Yuga Dharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avataro. So this shloka is very, very beautiful. It's in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, if I'm not wrong. It's the verse. Sorry, it's the verse 4. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to propagate the Yuga Dharma. Now, what is Yuga Dharma? Every Yuga has a specified recommended process to achieve the highest destination for a human being. Right? There are 4 Yugas, and every Yuga there's a prescription, there's a method. In the Satyuga it was Dhyan, in Treta Yuga it was the worship, Yajna, using the 5 sacrifices. Dwapara is the deity worship. Kalauta, Hari Kirtana. So in Kali Yuga, the only way to achieve the highest destination is through the chanting of the holy name of Lord. Now, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's saying, I'm reading, this is from the same chapter I talked about, the external reasons of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. I just want to read it from there so we know what. Here. Yuga Dharma Pravartayinu Nama Sankirtan Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Nachayamu Bhuvan. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nam Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the whole world dance in ecstasy, realizing the 4 mellows of loving devotional service. Then he says, continuation of that. Apani karimu bhakti bhava angikare, apani achari bhakti shikai musabhare. I shall accept the role of a devotee, and I shall teach devotional service by practicing myself. So he's saying that I will teach everyone by demonstrating or setting an example so others can follow. Now, Lord Chaitanya, when he was born, again, we'll talk this on his appearance, but anyway, when he was born, from the birth, he made everyone chant the holy name of Lord. It was the solar or the lunar eclipse, and the Brahmanas were chanting Hari, Hari, Mukunda, Madhava, Yadava, Pundarikaksha throughout the evening when there was eclipse going on, and at the moment Lord Chaitanya appeared. Then when he grew up, he became Nimai Pandit, and then when he went to Shiva's Pandit's courtyard, they would chant and dance, and he went to Jagannath Puri, and to Vrindavan, and to South India. There was only one constant thing that he did all the time, that was chanting the holy name of Lord. Whether it's Sankirtan, whether it's soft, whether he was walking through the forest of Jharkhand, that was constant practice. And that is also Yuga Dharma. Our society is established on this very same principle. We do Kirtan. We do Kirtan in the temple, we do Kirtan on the streets, we chant holy name by ourselves, and that's our practice. If you look at each and every activity that we do, including, let's say, I hear pujaris ringing the bells and offering something, right? So that is also done with the company of chanting the names of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he said that if you do not sing Hare Krishna Kirtan during your artis or during your puja or worship of the deity, that deity worship is incomplete. We go in the streets, we are known for Hare Krishna people, we go on the streets and we distribute literature. What does the literature say? Same principle, chanting the holy name of the Lord, right? We even, let's say you study Bhakti Shastri, higher studies, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Sadachar, so many bhaktis, right? What is the ultimate goal of that? The books are there to philosophically convince us the chanting of the Supreme, the chanting of the Lord's names is the supreme process. That is what the books are about. Hearing Krishna's name, hearing Krishna's pastime, so we can remember and we can sing his praise. We can keep chanting his name. So that was the Yuga Dharma. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally demonstrated that by chanting the holy names of the Lord in the streets of Navadvip. Now, the third one, that was the second phase we read from the book. It says, the third one is to distribute the love of Godhead. Anarpaitum charim chirat karune avatirna kalu. The treasure of love of Godhead was locked for many, many years. So to understand this, I'm going to give you an analogy. When Lord appears in different incarnations, let's say Lord Narasimha, when Lord Narasimha appears, his devotees praise him, he follows his pastime, and he blesses his devotees, the demons are killed. So that's exhibition of a pastime. It's like a drama, a stage was set, all the actors performed their act, the Supreme Lord was the most important person in that drama, it folded, unfolded, and that's it, right? Similarly, if you go more, let's say Lord Ram, when Lord Ram was on this earth, when he was ruling and when he was present among the citizens of Ayodhya or wherever he traveled, he had interactions with people, right? But that interactions were limited to very human moral standards. Lord Ram he had only one wife, he always spoke truth, he did not show any godly characteristics. He walked from Ayodhya to Sri Lanka south, he did not fly, he walked all the way, and he killed the demon, and then he came back, he ruled his kingdom. So, the love, what is love? Love is exchange of feelings, right? That's what love is. So there was not a great amount of exchange of feelings when Lord Ram was exhibiting his pastimes. So Lord Krishna appeared. Now when Lord Krishna appeared, he did exhibit various loving exchanges with his devotees. May it be Mother Yashoda, may it be Nanda Baba, maybe his cowherd friends, Balaram, or maybe the cowherd women of Vrindavan, the gopis. Maybe Ras Leela, or maybe leaving the Vrindavan and staying in Mathura with the king as a king, then going to Dwarka with 16,108 wives. So he did some loving exchanges. But those loving exchanges were not understood by common men. Hence, the love or the affection for any human to the Lord was very limited. What Lord Chaitanya did, he opened the warehouse of that love. How did he open? By chanting the holy name of Lord. I will read one more text. I hope I have enough time to cover. Let me try to look. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I got it. It says, therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on the earth and perform various colorful pastimes. Thinking thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared himself at Nadia in the early age of Kali. So, the love of devotion or the love of Godhead that was restricted to only few individual associates of Lord was opened by Lord Chaitanya through the method of chanting the holy name of Lord. Now, sometimes we put a question that, you say that Lord Chaitanya, I understand, maybe he was a devotee, maybe he was a god, maybe he was a saint. What is the Shastric or the evidence for Lord Chaitanya to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Now, how many of you know Vishnu Sahasranam? Yes, many have heard Vishnu Sahasranam. We read it, we hear it, right? Now this is from Vishnu Sahasranam, let me know if you have heard it. Swarna Varno Hemango, Varnagas Chandragali, Sannyas Krichama Soshanto, Nishtha Shanti Pranayana. Sounds familiar? Yes? So which form of Lord Vishnu is sannyasi? It's talking about a sannyasi form of Lord Vishnu. Yes? But we are never told. If you go in other sampradayas, how can Lord be sannyasi? God can be sannyasi. The translation goes, in his early pastimes, he appeared as householder, with a golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, his body, smeared with pulp of sandalwood, seems like a molten gold. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyas order, and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion for silences, the impersonalist non-devotees. So this is one of the Vishnu Sahasranam. You can read the purport. So Prabhupada writes that this is from Mahabharata, Dana Dharma Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra. And there's a commentary by Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushan on this text. So to propagate or to openly distribute the love of Godhead, which was reserved, loved for many, many years, not available to anyone, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and distributed that love. So these were the three external reasons. I could go on and just talk about each one, but we have a limitation of time. So these were the three external reasons why Lord Chaitanya appeared. Now there are three more confidential or internal reasons why he appeared. So the internal reasons are pretty much understood or appreciated by the devotees who understand the mood of Lord Chaitanya. So the first one is to understand the greatness of Radharani's devotion. Now, when you read Chaitamrita, the same chapter of we're talking about the external reasons of Lord Chaitanya's appearance, he says that I will incarnate to distribute prema, the prema of Godhead, love of Godhead, or distribute the highest mellow of prema to the individuals. Now, what is prema? We say love. Very easy. It's a very simple word, love. If we have love, we can understand. But if you understand that there are two types of bhakti, or there are two ways how bhakti is done. One is called Vedahi bhakti, where there are rules and regulations. You have to chant 16 rounds a day, follow Ekadashi, go to temple every Sunday, offer the items that you cook, do pranams like this, chant mantra like this, do your Sandhya Vandana 3 times a day. That's called Vedahi bhakti, or regulated devotion. There are rules and regulations that you have to follow, right? And there's another form of bhakti that's called Raganuga bhakti. That's called spontaneous devotional service. The spontaneous devotional service means that you don't follow any rules, but there is an outflow of the emotions in such a way that the devotion is a natural propensity for an individual to be, which means it's natural for you to offer everything to Krishna. It's natural for you to chant his name and his glories 24 hours, 7 days, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's natural, not that, oh, I have to chant 16 rounds. I have to chant 10 more rounds. I miss my Gayatri. Oh, I need to offer this. How can I eat without offering it? No, it's spontaneous. It comes from the heart. Now, after Raganuga Bhakti, there is Bhava Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti is where your emotions are 100% Krishna conscious. Raganuga, you have some spontaneous emotions. You are doing spontaneously. But Bhava Bhakti is where all of your emotions are towards Krishna. And in that Bhava Bhakti, there is a Mahabhava, which we read Mahabhava, which you will read if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Radharani is the embodiment of Mahabhava, the supreme Bhava. And after having achieved that Mahabhava means that you are on the level of Prema Bhakti. Right? So we started from Vedai Bhakti, we went to Raganuga, then we went to Bhava, and then we went to Prema. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to give what? Vedai Bhakti. He appeared to give us rules and regulations and Hari Bhakti Vilas or if you read Nectar of Instructions. How many offenses are there against chanting the holy names? Who knows? 10 offenses against chanting the holy names? How many offenses are there for, how many Seva Aparadhs are there? Right? No, there are more. Then you have Dham Aparadh, Seva Aparadh. So many do's and don'ts that if you read, you will say, oh, I don't want to do this. So leaving all this behind, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, opened the floodgate of love. And the only way to attain that love of Godhead is by chanting the holy name, Lord Krishna. And he did it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that by his personal behavior. When he was living in Jagannath Puri, he would show all the symptoms of prema. He would jump high in the air, fall like a rock. His limbs would become loose like cotton. He would become as light as a feather. He would become as heavy as rock. The tears would roll from his eyes, that so much that when he would dance in the kirtan, he would spin around and jump in the air. So devotees around him, their clothes would get wet. Now, it is a stage of prema that he had. Of course, we cannot reach that because he was the embodiment of love. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, as some devotees said, he was Krishna himself, but in the mood of Radharani. So Radharani is the ultimate server or ultimate devotee of Sri Krishna. So to understand that devotion of Radharani, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. How a person could love me that much? To understand that. That was one of the internal reasons. The second reason was, now these three reasons are kind of one, but they are separate. You will feel that technically it means the same thing, but there is a category distinguished between each and every of the reasons. The second is to taste the sweetness of his own self. Sri Krishna is Madhur, Madhuram api Madhurabhyo, right? Sri Krishna is sweetest of sweet. But he doesn't taste that sweetness by himself when he's Krishna, right? Does that make sense? When Sri Krishna is Sri Krishna, you see that everyone loves him. Radharani, Nanda, Yashoda, Subala, all the cowherd boys, all the gopis, maybe the young gopis, maybe the elder gopis, everyone loves him. But he doesn't understand how sweet is he so that everyone is loving him. So that was his second reason of appearance. The third and the last internal reason is to taste the Madhurya Bhakti, the bliss that is attained by or that is felt by Srimati Radharani. So when Radharani performs the services, it's very difficult for us to understand how Radharani, or what is the mood and what is the level of Radharani. It is said somewhere, many years, that wherever Radharani sees, Krishna appears there. So if she sees there, Krishna appears there. If she sees here, Krishna appears here. That's the level of love and devotion Srimati Radharani has. Now to understand that bliss which is achieved by serving Sri Krishna, that is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna himself wanted to understand, and hence he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, that's an important thing. This Chaitanya Charitamrita is a compilation by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami based on notes of Murari Gupta and Swarup and Ramananda Rai. And Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he spent a lot of time in translating this. It explains the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, the reasons of his appearance as we discussed, who is he, what are his associates, who all are his associates, what kind of teachings he left. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has some left teachings for us. It's not in today's subject of discussion, but he left some teachings for all of us. And all that is very sweetly translated by Srila Prabhupada from Bengali to English that we can understand. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that this book is so sweet that one day the whole world would learn Bengali just to understand this book. Yeah. If you want, you can learn Bengali. We will not stop you, but it will be easier if you read the translation for now and then learn Bengali to relish the nectar. So our humble prayer to every one of you is, please read this book. This is a 9-volume, nine-volume book. Because Lord Chaitanya is merciful, Krishna is merciful, Radharani is merciful, Srila Prabhupada is merciful, so are the merciful the devotees of the Lord. So we have Sudarshan Prabhu and we have Ganpati Prabhu at the back. They are also very merciful. And they have mercifully agreed to give a discount on this book until Gaur Purnima. So this set is usually $175 of 9 volumes, but on the occasion of Gaur Purnima it is just $149. And if you want, we can place your set on the altar. It's already yes. The devotees are very kind. And you can take it home and read it. It's said that Sri Krishna is not different from his name, right? Sri Krishna is not different from his pastimes. Naam, Leela, Guna, Roop, his form is not different from Sri Krishna. Similarly, the pastime explained in these books, they're not different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So try to, if you don't have one, please take one home today. There is a smaller version for those who want to take it, travel around, or give it to some friends to try to explain them who is Lord Chaitanya, because not many people know who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is a small book for you to give to someone. Right? It's a condensed version of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Right? Usually it's 9 books like this, but so Prabhupada condensed it just for the welfare of Kali Yuga people like us who don't have time. So please, this or that, choose your title before you go home. And even if you have, think of giving it to someone who may benefit from it. So before we end, we have 1 minute. 1 minute. Any questions on anything? Any comments, suggestions? No? Okay, so we'll see you in a couple of days again. Gaur Purnima Day, 6 p.m. Until then, Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada ki, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Gaur Premanand.